Do you remember that aha moment where something just clicked? That feeling of not just simply knowing, but truly understanding and being able to do something with it. You see, moments like this are easy to stumble into, but what if you could create these on demand? Now, I know that you're not looking for shortcuts. You're looking to see how you can make your effort count, because there's a crucial difference between simply knowing facts and truly understanding how to apply these. Understanding is where the real power lies. Let's break it down. Knowing is about recall. It's about understanding definitions, names, dates, and places. And it exists in a quizzing form, such as, what is the capital of France? What are the life stages of the monarch butterfly? Or how many strings are there typically on a guitar? This is your brain's absolutely amazing ability to store information through memorization. It's essential. It's the foundation. However, it's also just the starting line. Now, understanding, that's when you can do something with that knowledge. It's connecting the dots, explaining why things work, applying concepts to new situations, and even creating something new. The trap that we often fall into is collecting inert knowledge. That is knowledge that we know, but have no practical use for or can't apply it in a meaningful way. Like knowing every rule in the driver's manual, but freezing up in rush hour traffic. You know it, but you don't truly understand how to apply it in the practicality of the real world. So how do you ensure that your learning doesn't become inert? Well, this is where some established learning frameworks become powerful tools. Researchers like Bloom, Collis and Biggs have given us a clear roadmap. Forget memorizing academic stages. Instead, think of these as your personal guiding principles to strategic learning. We're going to approach this in 3 key stages. Can I recall it? This is your starting point. When you encounter new information for the first time, it's your responsibility to ensure that you can define the term, that you can list the main steps or parts, and that you can identify the concept when you see it again. To do this effectively, close your notebook and try to define the terms in your own words. Use active recall or retrieval exercises where you either say it aloud or write down as much as you can remember. If you find this challenging, it just goes to show that you haven't laid down the foundations of knowing yet. Can I explain it? Once you are able to recall, your next step is to push for comprehension. Ask, can I explain this concept to someone else, even a child, without looking at my notes? You might know this as the Feynman technique. Can I compare or contrast it with something similar? And can I summarize the main idea? Try teaching the concept to a friend, or a technique that I like to use is to actually record myself and then be able to look back at the footage to note where I'm making connections and where the gaps are that I need to fill. You can also extend this by using a large language model to write your explanation into and allow that to give you feedback on where the gaps are in your understanding. Can I use it? This is where you move from theory to true ability. It's your opportunity to ensure that your knowledge isn't inert and that you can engage this in ways such as problem-based learning. Ask, how can I use this information to solve a problem? How can I apply this concept to a new scenario? Can I create something new using this knowledge? If you're learning to code, write a small program. If it is a new recipe, cook it from start to finish. This is how your knowing becomes useful and those skills get wired in. Now, let's address a critical modern question. In an age where Google knows everything and AI is filling all the gaps, do we even need to store that much information in our brains? I mean, can't we just look it up? The answer is a resounding no. And here's why the breadth and the depth of that knowledge still matters immensely. True understanding isn't just about going deep in one topic, it's about breadth. It's about having that wide range of interconnected knowledge. Think of it like building a mental library. The more books you have and the more deeply you've read them, the more connections you can make. This is a core principle in schema theory, which suggests that the richer your existing mental frameworks are, the better and more efficiently you can integrate new information to be able to understand complex concepts. Imagine a detective who only knows the procedures for one type of crime. They might miss crucial clues. But a detective with breadth, understanding psychology, forensics, local history, and even human motivation, can connect seemingly unrelated dots, see patterns, and solve cases that others can't. Your brain needs raw material, facts, concepts, and definitions to be able to build those powerful connections. The more robust your internal knowledge base is, the greater your capacity for flexible understanding and impactful application. So what does this mean for your responsibility in your learning journey? It means that when you set a learning goal, either for a new skill, a personal interest, or a professional challenge, that you have a clear approach that you can take. Don't just stop at recalling facts. Push yourself through each stage of the roadmap. Recall it, explain it, use it. And as we said at the beginning, it's not about shortcuts. It's about making every minute count, finding the way that your brain aligns to be able to create deep, meaningful connections and understanding. And if this framework resonates with you and you're ready to take responsibility for your learning, hit the like button and subscribe as we explore more effective frameworks that are going to help to empower your learning.